Hello, this is Bren Anderson presenting my participation activity number 8. One of the tools that I've used in my assessment process is an application called Poll Everywhere. I've used this in the classroom as a formative assessment tool. It is free, although it has limitations with only having 40 responses per activity, as you can see here, and I can't customize my visual settings as well. Poll Everywhere is used in various formats. I have done multiple choice, word cloud, Q&A, survey, and open-ended questions. Multiple choice shows a graph of the most picked answers. Word cloud shows the word that students respond the most with the most used words growing bigger and bigger. Open-ended shows the responses as they pop up. There's so many more that I haven't played with, but I'm excited to try them. This can also be embedded in a presentation. For example, I present a topic to a students and on a PowerPoint, and then I implement it during the presentation. In the middle of the presentation, I can have a quick poll to check for understandings to see if students are ready to move on to the next topic, or if I need to teach the information in a different way. I also like the students to look at the results and discuss the different answer choices, discussing what they think was right, why they believe other people may have chosen the wrong answers, and activities like that. The pros of utilizing this tool is that it gives me immediate results to see what the students know. It also allows students an opportunity to give an answer in anonymity. This activity, when facilitated correctly, also allows students to be collaborative and promote socialization and communication. A con of using this is in the moment, it only allows me to see if students in general are having an issue, meaning that although I can see how the class is doing as a whole, there could be a few students that are having trouble that I won't be able to identify unless they put their real name in the response or they put themselves forward. Another con that I note is that it takes students a while to type. Many students opt out of learning keyboarding as it is not required until high school. Although because of my classroom, which was an auditorium, I allow students to use cell phones. I know that students may not be allowed to use cell phones in other classes where they would have to use their Chromebook or laptop. I would use this in the future as it serves as a generally quick tool for formatively assessing students. It also serves as a tool to engage students in presentations, discussions, and reflection. Another application that I've used to assess students in the past has been Google Classroom. For theater, a lot of assessment is performance-based, but I tried to integrate technology where I could. Google Classroom is a great tool for this. I will try to show you, but as an instructional coach, I don't have a classroom of my own anymore and mostly help teachers manage their Google Classroom, but I could talk you through it. This is a useful tool for any teacher if you have it available to you. I use this both as a formative and summative tool depending on the task. For example, I can create classwork for the students and notice the variety of options that are available. Assignment, quiz assignment, question, material. How I used this for students was to be able to give each other feedback with each other on their theater classes. If I have students working on voice acting, they could turn in an assignment format by attaching an audio clip. They could also send in a rehearsal for students to watch and give feedback on. If I was focusing on helping a few groups for the day and didn't get a chance to see others, they could send me a clip of their rehearsal so that I could give feedback on it later. I could also assign projects on here, assignments built to help students analyze, and I could even create quizzes on here as well. And this would go into the Google Classroom file. The pro of this is that it provides me a way to deliver information to students in multiple formats. As I mentioned before, I can assign projects to students. As students turn projects or assignments in, I can give students written feedback pretty quickly. I can also give students an opportunity to take assignments multiple times. This also allows me to create quizzes and tests, which will prepare students for state tests down the road, as the data from this year's benchmark showed that many students missed technology-enhanced questions such as drop-down or highlighting. A con of this is the issue of accessibility. Right now, because of my district's one-to-one initiative, each student in grades 3rd through 8th have access to a Chromebook. However, although students have access to internet at school, there are many students in my school that do not have internet at home. Sometimes if a teacher is not prepared for this, this leads to a student not being able to do assignments, take assessments, or access all the materials they need for studying in a timely manner. I would definitely use this again, especially since it is so diverse on what it can do. It can be both formative and summative in nature. It also allows students to interact with their learning objectives and technology together, which will help them in the future. A new technology that I may want to implement came from our extra reading this week. This is called PeerGrade. PeerGrade is an application that allows teachers a chance to allow students to learn by giving feedback to each other. The teacher sets up an assignment, then picks a rubric or creates a rubric to go with the assignment. The students submit their work in any format depending on the assignment. It can be text, files, videos, Google Docs, and much more. Then the students can review each other and give feedback through a rubric, and students can then engage with the feedback given to them. One scenario in which I plan to use this tool in the future is for helping students with text-dependent analysis. Right now, students are having issues utilizing the rubric on summative assessments to guide them in their writing. Rubrics are provided for them, and teachers have modeled how to use the rubric and discussed how to use them, but students are failing to interact with the rubric at all, resulting in scores that could be vastly improved if they would reference what others will be grading them by. By using this site and allowing students to remain anonymous, it would allow students to interact with the rubric in a new way. The students will be assessing others and having to interact with the rubric to do so. This may also result in the students giving their peers specific written and quality feedback, as they will be knowing what to look for. This has been participation activity number 8. Thank you for listening.